So hey you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I pray that all is well. I pray that you guys are having a great week. Today is Sunday, so the week just ended. So actually I hope that you're gonna have a great week coming up, okay? Today's video is one of those videos where it's not that exciting because I'm not going to come on here and talk to you about how much money you can make and all of that other good stuff that comes into running a business essentially. Today's video is honestly the exact opposite. As we all know, there are two parts when running a business, okay? You have your income and your social media and everything just looks glitz and glamour, right? But then on the other side of that, we have the not so fun part, which I like to refer to as like the administrative / accounting part, okay? So taxes, CPA, the correct paperwork, logging things, receipts, all of that good stuff, okay? I know that this part is not, the most fun, but please understand that it is super, super imperative, especially if you are serious about, running a business, honestly, okay? We all have different goals. As you guys know, one of my main goals is to, acquire properties, to get, to become a real estate investor, essentially. And with that being said, since I'm a full-time entrepreneur, I'm going to need the proper documentation, the proper, deposits, whatever the case may be, to qualify so that I can get a property, okay? So that's just my example. I'm sure you guys have other goals as well. And then also, more importantly, guys, penalties, right? At the end of the day, whenever you make a certain amount of money, whether it's, you're an independent contractor, if you're a freelancer, whatever the case may be, you are obligated to not only report your income, but to pay taxes on that income as well, okay? And the thing that we all go through is, because I hate paying taxes, like I absolutely hate it, there are penalties, right? So say for example, if you've been making money for 2 years and either you haven't filed tax returns, or say for example, in the notary business, we work directly with companies who require an EIN number. We're going to get into all of that shortly. They're obligated to report everything to the IRS, okay? So let's say you don't pay taxes for 1 year, you don't pay taxes for 2 years. There's going to come a point in time when the IRS is going to come get their money one way or another, okay? And unfortunately, usually whenever the IRS has to come to you, you're going to end up paying more money, right? Whether everything's discombobulated, whether you have penalties because you did not pay early, whatever the case may be, okay? So today I am making this video just basically to teach you guys everything that I know and have learned. I'm going to try and make this as simple as possible, okay? Please understand that you're not going to understand nor remember everything that I'm about to say. So a couple things: take notes, save this video, come back to this video, when the time period actually comes, just so that you can understand everything that I'm actually saying. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start off super, super basic and then kind of work my way down. So first, just talking about, getting a CPA, how to become incorporated. Then we'll get into like more so the accounting part. So, how do I keep track of my receipts? How do I log everything and all of that good stuff? I even start talking about that stuff. Number one, my main piece of advice is you need to find systems early, okay? With that being said, you need to find whatever software you're going to use. You need to find your CPA. We're going to talk about all this in detail, but in the back of your mind, understand that the sooner you find systems with everything, this is in your business, and then also, well, everything's in your business, but I mean like literally, like if you do sales, like how do you track receipts, how do you market, all that good stuff, but then also the accounting and the administrative portion as well, because it just saves you so much time and honestly a headache, okay? So like I said, you're going to find systems and you're going to stick to it, because remember, for those who have been here since day one, today's July 18th. I started my business, I would say November of 2020, but I didn't become incorporated and official as an LLC until January, like the end of January of 2021, okay? And I have paid taxes twice. That's why I said I hate them, because they're hefty, but I've paid taxes twice. I have finally found a system, that actually makes sense and it doesn't take too much time out of my day, okay? So with that being said, let's just go ahead and get into the actual video. So number one is just flat out just accounting software. Okay, so basically logging and tracking all of your expenses, all of your income, literally everything. I know that my channel is mainly, you know, for notaries and people in the loan signing agent business. So what I'll do is I'll start with the notary specific software that I love, and then we'll talk about a generic one on the back end. Okay, so like I just said, the one that and I'm looking down, I have my computer, but the one that I highly recommend for notaries is Notary Gadget. Okay, the link is in my description box. It's $15 a month. It's totally worth it. Okay, it's for us, made by us. Notary Gadget is what you need if you're a notary public. Okay, I have a video. I'm going to also link that in the description box that goes over in detail how to maneuver and actually use Notary Gadget. But I just want you guys to understand that Notary Gadget is the accounting software for us. It allows you to track all of your signings. It tracks your mileage. Whenever let's say you buy some paper, if you buy some more toner, whatever the case may be, it allows you to track everything in that platform. Okay, and then at the end of at the end of every single quarter, okay, we're going to get more into detail about this. Don't let it overwhelm you too much. But at the end of every single quarter, and this applies to regular businesses as well, it automatically generates a profit and loss statement for you so that you don't manually have to create one. Okay, again, we're going to talk about more in detail, but just know that a profit and loss statement is what you're going to send your CPA every single quarter so that you know exactly how many taxes to pay. Okay, again, I continuously talk about systems. Having Notary Gadget generating a profit and loss statement, super time saver. Okay, super time saver. Okay, and then on the other side of that is QuickBooks. Okay, QuickBooks is, I would say, what probably the bulk of, you know, business owners use because it's so common and it's so user friendly. The reason I chose, and I tried it for like a week, 2 weeks or so, you can take pictures of receipts on it, so I do like that. But the thing is, it's a Notary Gadget is for us, and you'll understand that once you start taking loan signings. Like, you can put everything in regards to the loan signing, especially, you know, the notarial acts, and we'll talk about that as well, mileage, everything. So I just prefer Notary Gadget, but just know that you do have those two options. Okay, number two, okay, choosing, you know what, I should probably switch these around. So number two is basically just choosing the correct entity, along with I want to talk about like EIN numbers and then the W-9, because I know that concept can be super confusing. Okay, I should have did a disclaimer. I am not I don't know, I'm still learning is what I'm saying. So of course I want you guys to fact check everything that I'm saying. I'm literally just speaking on experience. Okay, so choosing the correct entity, I should say. There's LLC, there is a sole proprietor, there's an S corp, and I'm sure there's others as well. I personally, when I started as a sole proprietor, and then I became an LLC, I would say about 3 months after. I did that because when I first started the business, I didn't know if I was going to like it. I didn't know if this is something that I wanted to do. But as you guys will learn, when you are signing up with signing services, when you do work with title companies, whomever, they do ask that you produce an EIN number. Okay, stopping there. Again, I know it's a lot of information. Stop, rewind, pause, do whatever you need to do. Okay, when it comes to an EIN number, okay, all that means is this is your employment identification number. Your employment identification number is literally just a social security number for your business. Okay, so it's an actual, I want to say 6, 7, or 8 figure number that is associated specifically with your business. Okay, this is something you will have to get, especially if you are notary public / loan signing agent, because they ask for it. And what happens is what you're going to do is you're going to fill out a W-9. Okay, so a W-9 is, I forget what form you fill out when you actually, you know, have a job, like when you're employed by somebody. But our W-9 is essentially where you put your EIN number on the form, and that is how all your income is reported to the IRS. Okay, so just know that you need an EIN number. EIN numbers are free. Do not pay for an EIN number. Do not pay for an EIN number. I'm going to also remember to put, let me write that down. Links. EIN number. You simply go to like irs.gov/EIN, okay, and you get an EIN number for free. Please don't pay for EIN number. So EIN number is something that you're definitely going to need. Every single business has one. You need it to open up a business checkings account. You need it for basically everything, okay? Now, taking that EIN number and circling back to the actual entity, whenever you apply for whatever entity, they're going to ask you for that EIN number, okay? And on the reverse side of that, when you apply for EIN number, they're going to ask you which entity you are going to they're going to ask you which entity you're going to be associating yourself with, okay? So so now that and I don't want to go into details about what each entity means, because that is what a CPA is for, which is number 3, okay? Should have said this in the beginning. You need to get a CPA, right? I am super DIY, do it yourself. I love researching. I love doing as much as I can by myself and for the least amount of money. You cannot skip over the step of finding a CPA, okay? We're not just finding a CPA. You need to find a good CPA that is going to be willing to understand the rules and regulations that specifically correlate to your business, okay? Number 1, write this down, okay? Because my CPA didn't know. I had to let her know, and it saved me so much money, okay? Notarial X, right? Every single time that you apply your stamp are not subject to self-employment taxes, okay? It's because we're considered an official of the state or the government or something like that. So that is not subject to taxes, right? It's I want to say it's not article like 434. I'm going to put that in the description box as well, and I actually learned that on Notary Gadget. So small things like that, you want to make sure that your CPA understands your business, they understand what you're doing, and they understand your goals as well, okay? I have an entire video on how to find a CPA. I will link that in the description box as well. But just know that you want somebody who's patient, you want somebody who cares, you want somebody with a good track record. Small rant here, I listened to a podcast, and they were like, if you went to go find a CPA and you walked in, you know, their feet are on the table, they got donut stains all over them, and they just look like they don't give a hoot about life, you don't want them handling your finances whatsoever, okay? You want somebody who's serious about their business and has, like I said, an excellent track record, okay? That was 1, 2, 3. Number 4, okay? So taxes. How do taxes work, especially as I shouldn't say especially as a notary, because it's the same for every business, but we are obligated to pay quarterly taxes, okay? I know we hate it. I hate paying taxes, okay? Because the other thing I'm learning is the more money you make, it puts you in different tax brackets, which means the more taxes you have to pay, okay? Which of course can be, outweighed with write-offs, but that's a whole different conversation for a whole different day. But okay, we're obligated to pay taxes quarterly, right? April the 17th, June the 17th, September the 17th, and then I don't know the last one actually. I want to say it's January 17th or December 17th, because we probably have to file in January. I'm going to figure that out and put that in exactly when I make this video. Only because I haven't paid. I've only done the first 2, so I'm learning as I go. But just know that you are obligated to pay quarterly taxes. And within those taxes, you're going to be paying federal, state, and then sometimes even the city level, depending on exactly where you live, okay? And that's another super important reason of why you need to have a CPA, because your CPA is going to know all of that, right? Miss Anita, that's my CPA with Tax Divas right there on Old York Road. If you need a CPA in Philly, go holler at her. But she tells me everything. When to pay, how much to pay, literally absolutely everything, okay? So that's why you need a CPA, and you are obligated to pay taxes 4 times in 1 year, okay? Now, I know people, oh, well, what if I don't pay the taxes? They're not going to know. Listen, okay, 1, there's penalties if you don't pay taxes on time. 2, like I said, you are obligated to report your annual income every single year, right? I haven't been through it yet, so, I can't speak too much on it. I can only go based on what Miss Anita has told me, but I do know when this fiscal year is over, I'm going to have to probably fill out a Schedule C or a form essentially writing out all my income versus all my expenses, and everything has to add up according to what I paid taxes on, okay? So yes, you may be able to beat the system for, you know, a few months, a year, maybe even a few years, but please know that Uncle Sam is always going to get his money, okay? That we understand that you do have to pay taxes, state, federal, well, I should say federal, state, and then city. Now is how much, okay? What's the actual process of paying taxes, okay? The number that floats around, I would say, is about 25 to 30%. I don't know how accurate that is because I actually myself have not done the percentages, but I do know that I save a bulk amount every single month just for taxes, you know, just to be on the safe side, okay? When it comes to determining how much, I don't want you to fret. I don't want you to think that you're going to, let me mute that. I don't want you to think you're going to have to figure out the number yourself. That's why you have a CPA, okay? Your CPA is going to take your profit and loss statement, okay? They are going to look at basically your income, the total amount of income minus all of your expenses, so essentially your write-off, and whatever that number is, they're going to determine the amount of taxes that you need to pay, okay? My CPA, she just sends me tax vouchers for a federal level and then a state level. She sent me, when I first had my consultation, she gave me the exact websites. We set up the account. It's a super easy process. You can do it electronically, you can send it in, but that stuff is super self-explanatory. But you need a CPA, okay? You can't do that by yourself. If you pay too little in taxes, you may have penalties. If you pay too much in taxes, you're going to be upset. We don't want to give them extra money, okay? Next is tax brackets, right? So like I just said, the more money you make, the more taxes you pay. It stinks, but it's super true, okay? It stinks, right? And because, you know, we're so used to getting taxes that come out of our paycheck. It's like, I'm not even going to see that money anyway. Boom, bada bing, cool. But just know that the more money you make, the more taxes you're going to have to pay. Of course, you can offset it with write-offs technically. But the thing is, I'm trying to get a house, so I can't write everything off yet. So yeah, that is tax brackets. If you want more information, talk to your CPA. Next, I have just saving for taxes, okay? I talk about this all the time in all of my videos. You know, as a business owner, it's great to see how much money you can make by yourself, right? Because it's really just us. Like, we out here hustling every single day, doing what we need to do, surviving, honestly. And so the thing is, you don't want to spend all of your money on, you know, everybody calls them liabilities, okay? Delayed gratification, right? Focus on, I would say, 1 quarter at a time. So every single quarter, you have a certain amount of money. State that you're going to allocate a certain percentage towards taxes. Once you pay your taxes, maybe then you can, you know, buy something for yourself. Or maybe then you could, you know, put it towards an investment you've been working on. But always remember that, of course, rent, food, all of that good stuff, but then allocate money for taxes as well. And that just comes with discipline, honestly. But it's something that you'll get better with over time through practice, okay? Let me see. And so lastly, the last few things that I want to talk about is I'm going to show you guys my, and so the last thing I'm going to show you guys my filing folder. I need a bigger one now, honestly, so I can show you guys basically how I keep up with everything. But prior to that, I think I'm done with this list. Okay, so prior to that, receipts, get receipts for everything, okay? Everything. Like, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be able to write it off in some way, shape, or form. Granted, we're not writing everything off because, you know, for different reasons. I don't want to go into details about that, but keep receipts for everything, right? It's always better to be over-prepared than under-prepared, okay? So if you're getting gas, when you buy paper, toner, if you're buying a meal, you know, while you're out and about, if you've expanded your business to other things, right? So I have my notary business, but I also have YouTube now, right? And I actually just purchased the camera. I'm writing all of that off, right? So make sure, whether, you know, you're buying stuff on Amazon, if it's online, if it's in person, get receipts for everything, okay? And then lastly, regarding, you know, your income, everybody should either send you an invoice or should send you just a flat out check, okay? So you want to literally keep track of everything. And what I'm going to do is, because I need to actually organize this a little bit better. So this is my filing folder, okay? It needs to be organized a little bit better, but because I used it for something else prior. I hope you guys can see this, but find something, and this, you can get this at Walmart or Target for like less than $10, but you need a good filing folder because like I said, it's going to save you headaches in the long run. Okay. And they have little tabs. Like I said, I probably need to organize this a little better, so try to find something with tabs so you can organize it, you know, income, receipts, you know, your business paperwork, all of that good stuff. So really quickly, like I said, if you're a loan signing agent, what I do is I keep my shipping receipts, I would say, for probably about 2 months, just to be careful, even though I probably don't need to keep them this long. I keep them for about 2 months. I label what month it is, what year it is, just in case there's any hiccups whatsoever, because you know it's always something. It's always something, honey. What else? Okay, and I'm not gonna pull everything out. I just want to, like, I'm going to do an example here, okay? So what I do is at the end of every single month, right? Because, so let me backtrack. I don't record everything in Notary Gadget every single day. I don't have time for that. That doesn't even make sense for my schedule, okay? I usually keep a little stack on my table of receipts that I've accumulated maybe over the week or even the past 2 to 3 weeks, whatever is going on that day. And I'll basically have days where I will just, you know, literally track everything, okay? And what I would do is after I'm done, whether it's for the week, whether it's for the month, I will go ahead and organize it into just one little section. I started in January, so that's why I combined it. So this is January and February of 2021, okay? These are all my expenses from the end of January and then the beginning of February of 2021, okay? Reason being because, like I said, remember at the end of the fiscal year, you're going to have to go back and track everything. And God forbid you're audited, which basically means when the IRS comes back and basically double checks you to make sure, you know, what you're saying is accurate, and they may even want to see physical, tangible copies of everything. That's where this comes into play, okay? And a tip that I did learn, I just haven't had time, is I'm probably going to end up scanning everything in just in case, because I think it's like, I know it's over a year that they can still audit you. So there's a chance that, yes, they may not audit you that year, but 2 to 3 years down the line, they may say, oh, well, we need to see a receipt for this exact thing. And you may need to be able to go ahead and pull it out, okay? So that's why it's super important to have great, I should say, systems into place, okay? And then the other thing is checks, right? So like I said, every red cent that you make, especially when you do receive checks from title companies and everything, keep that stuff somewhere, okay? I need to do a better job of probably organizing it by month. I'll probably do a whole video on that because I need to do that. But keep everything. You want to keep track of everything, because on the other side of that, what if, you know, you're saying that you made, I don't know, $40,000 in 1 year, and the IRS is like, oh, well, we need proof that you actually made it. So when I say keep track of everything, keep track of everything, okay? These are things that you can buy at the dollar store, Target, Walmart. It doesn't matter. I'm going to put this to the side. Target, Walmart, it doesn't matter what the case is, okay? Make sure that you keep track of literally everything, okay? That is all for this video. I wanted to keep it super simple, even though I know I said a lot of information was shared in this video. If you guys have any questions, if you're still confused about something, feel free to put it below in the comment box down below, because once you ask the question, 9 times out of 10, somebody else has that question, and that way we can just create like an open dialogue or open thread to answer everybody's questions. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn your post notifications on so that you do not miss any of my videos. Bye, y'all.